Hello, everybody, and good evening. Almost said good morning. I'm wave meteorologist Jessica Dobson here with a check of your forecast as we head into the new work week. It has been a really beautiful weekend so far, a little bit for everybody in terms of the weather. We saw warm temperatures yesterday. We saw cooler temperatures today. And then this upcoming week, we have more changes. So we'll talk more on that in a moment. But if you are watching and you have any sort of questions, feel free to let me know. But also, if you even don't have any questions, if you just want to shout out, let me know where you're watching from. If you are excited about some cooler temperatures, if you've got your pumpkins out, let me know. Just tell me something good. I want to hear it. But we do have a really beautiful sunset. I will show that to you right now. Here is a live view from our new Albany Skytrack camera. I'll throw this up as you guys are tuning in. I was trying to get on here at 7:15. I was a little bit behind because I had to get all logged in and everything on the computer. But it's really beautiful. Looks like we have a little spider friend there in the corner of the camera. He's just hanging out. That's okay. As long as he's there and not here, we will allow him to stay. But right now it's beautiful outside. Clear skies. It is just gorgeous right now. And temperatures aren't so bad just yet either. We actually did make it to a high today of 63 degrees. We were right on the money for what we were forecasting. 54 was our morning low. So we were pretty mild this morning. Areas outside of Louisville were a little cooler, but within the city we were pretty warm because of the clouds that were kind of stubborn and weren't moving anywhere for a couple of hours there. But our average high is 68, average low is 48. So we were pretty far off from both of those. Hello to Glinda. She says, happy fall from Madison, Indiana. Happy fall to you. We have Jerry Littles who says, is it going to frost in Pikeville, Kentucky? Most likely. I think you guys have a frost advisory there as well, I want to say. Hello to Ralph, tuning in from Chicago. So we have a couple of you guys tuning in. All right, let's talk about temperatures outside right now because it still feels pretty nice so far. I mean, a few spots are cooling off pretty fast. 48 right now in Carrollton, 59 right now in Louisville, though we're just shy of 60 degrees still, so not so bad yet. But you'll notice as the sun goes down, it's going to cool off pretty dramatically. 56 in Bardstown, 55 in Lebanon, Fort Knox, 52 in E-Town. So it's been a pretty nice evening so far. I mean, it's been beautiful in terms of how it's looked. If you like the fall weather, we finally had some today. Susan O'Neill says, pumpkins and mums out. Me too. I painted a pumpkin with Olivia Russell. It was really fun, actually. I've never painted a big pumpkin like that before. And then I have my mums out, but I need to water them. They got knocked over in the wind yesterday. It's been a minute since I watered them too. I was like, oh, the rain will get it. It didn't really get it that much. But we are going to be expecting cool temperatures tonight. That's going to be one of the bigger stories as we head into tonight. And Ashley Nicole says, it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you on here. That is because I was having issues with getting on through something it's kind of how we connect into our graphics and how we advance things. So essentially the technology crapped out of me, which happens because there's so many things happening behind the scenes here when it comes to the technicalities. And I apologize if my nose is running a little bit. It's been doing that all weekend long. So sorry for the sniffles. Probably doesn't sound very nice. But yeah, we ran into some technical difficulties the last week or so, but we're in good shape now. But here's a look at temperatures for tonight, a general idea of how our morning lows will pan out for tomorrow. Temperatures will be falling into the mid 30s, especially across southern Indiana. For areas, I would say east of I-65, it is going to be chilly. I keep saying cold. I know that's a very popular argument to kind of have is, no, it's chilly. It's not cold yet. No, I think the 30s are cold. When we start getting close to freezing, the freezing mark, 34, That's pretty cold to me. So that is certainly jacket, if not coat weather, depending on how long you're going to be outside for. But let's see. We do have this blue area as well. I want to touch base on that because this blue area you see kind of shaded in. If you look at the key at the top, that shows where we have the potential of frost. That's where we have a higher potential of seeing some of that frost. You'll see in Louisville, there's kind of a hole there, with the exception of like the outer fringes, like outside of the Gene Snyder. I keep saying that because it's pretty spot on, but that's where we have a better chance. More rural areas of the county have a better chance of seeing some of that frost as well. Let's go ahead and fast forward because we have a frost advisory, not a freeze warning or anything yet, or a freeze watch, just a frost advisory for all of our counties except for Grayson and Hardin. That's where we could see a few clouds try to move in, and temperatures will likely be will run a little warmer because of that. So we'll see temperatures there likely somewhere close to the 40s, and that will be because we have some high thin clouds, which might impact the frost formation there. We have, though, the rest of our viewing area is under that frost advisory, starts at 2 a.m., lasts through 10 a.m. So essentially just know tomorrow morning, give yourself some time to either turn on the defrost, get the car scraper, the windshield scraper, whatever, it's ice scraper, that's the word I was looking for. Whatever you use to clear your windshield, make sure you do that because it is, you don't want to drive with frost on your windshield. I'm pretty sure that's actually illegal to do. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. I actually know someone in high school who crashed their car because they didn't want to scrape off their car windshield and they were feeling lazy. So they crashed into a brick mailbox. So don't do that. You want to be able to see outside your windshield. I know, especially if you're like me, I feel like I'm always just running 5 minutes late everywhere I go. Just plan on giving yourself some extra time. And also grab the jacket, the hoodie, maybe throw on another jacket over top of it, but wear a short sleeve shirt underneath because tomorrow will be a very dramatic change for temperatures. And we'll talk more on why in a moment. Forgot to have this in here first. So this is your morning commute, frosty, cold, sunny. That's what you need to know. It will be a clear start to our day. So not only grab the ice scraper and the jackets being plural, you also want to make sure you have the sunglasses because it will be a very sunny and beautiful start to our day. And the same goes for the school bus stop forecast. It will likely be in the 30s and 40s by the time many kids are heading off to the school bus stop, which I hate that. I didn't click on gloves, although you can totally put on gloves. No judgment from me. But I feel like if I clicked that, there were going to be people upset with me that I clicked on the gloves icon or check mark there. But a hat is a good idea too. Just something to keep you warm for a couple of hours while you're making it to your destinations. Maybe even through lunchtime, we'll see a lot of sunshine, but temperatures will only be in the mid 50s. But you'll notice by the ride home, we'll be well into the 60s, near 70 degrees, in fact. So we do see a pretty dramatic change in temperatures. In fact, that's at the high temperature for the day. We'll see a high of 71. So we're expecting like a 30-degree temperature swing from tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon. So do what you need to do with that information. I know it can be really tough. I just remember being in college, walking around campus, and especially if you had like an 8 a.m. class and it was cold outside, you like had your scarf on and like your fall boots. And then during the afternoon, it was like in the 70s and you were sweating and you felt ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Especially if you didn't have time to go home and change or anything like that, which was always me. I hated that. I remember it very well. Let's see, Charles, isn't it funny? My dress looks white on air. It's actually like a mint green, believe it or not. But thank you, Charles, for the nice message. Not ready for the frost, he says. What's the temperature looking like for the Louisville versus Duke game Saturday? We will get to that in a second. That's going to be kind of a complicated forecast. Next weekend is... we have some rain on the way, but it's going to be very like hit and miss. So not going to be too bad, but it's likely going to be kind of cold. I don't know. Well, I do know, but we'll talk more on that in a moment. Glinda Lucas says, hello to you. Not looking forward to the fall temperatures. My favorite is sunny and 75. Well, you'll like this week then. I mean, the morning hours will be really nice. I mean, excuse me, the morning hours will be cold, chilly at times, but we'll warm up this week. good amount of sunshine too. Hello to you, Scott Connor on YouTube. Ashley Nicole says, I'll be at a cabin this coming weekend. And we're not looking at storms. It just might be a little wet at times, which even that is kind of a stretch saying. It's a complicated forecast. So be prepared for lots of changes. We'll continue to update you guys, which I'll talk more on all of that in a moment. But let's talk about the first half of this week. We're looking dry, partly to mostly sunny. Tomorrow will likely be, I think, the nicest day of the week, if you ask me. Not too hot, sunny, nice, quiet, outside of the cold temperatures, of course. But it will be a really beautiful day, just all in all. A high of 71. It's really nice outside when we have a 71-degree high. But 76 for Tuesday, still very nice. 77 for Wednesday, keeping us dry. But you'll notice clouds do gradually build in. And those clouds are going to be a part of this next broad system. But temperatures are going to be in the 70s pretty much all week long. Yeah, upper 70s even. 78. I did shift our high just with this system coming in. It's going to likely be a little delayed in the setup. Will potentially allow the warmer temperatures to move in a little longer. So we're not expecting that cool down quite as soon. That could change, obviously, but that's what I've been noticing so far this weekend. So don't be surprised if you do see changes to the forecast, because that's to be expected with a setup like this. It's complicated. And this is just the time of year for very dramatic changes too. So it's very typical for us to see. But hey, we're going to be mostly dry, really, even into the majority of Thursday at this point. It will be cloudy Thursday, but 78 degrees. I have not turned on my heat yet. I have in my car, but not in my apartment. But I'm at a place in my apartment, like, I feel like the warm air rises. I'm not at the very top, but I'm at a high enough level to where I get some of the warmer air that rises. I don't know. I haven't had to turn on. Actually, my apartment's been kind of hot, if you ask me. I shouldn't be complaining, but it's been honestly hot. I think other people have turned on their heat, and I'm like benefiting from it. But okay, let's talk about this setup, because oops, it's going a little too fast. I wanted to put an extra little pause there. All right. So we'll see at least one, if not two, areas of low pressure. I'm tired. Areas of low pressure move in, likely between Thursday and potentially all the way into Monday and Tuesday. That's Halloween. Okay, so this is looking ahead. We're like talking a week out. So over a week out even. So we'll likely see an area of low pressure develop. That will move to our north. But a few models have a kind of a little stationary boundary action going on, which means if you hear the word stationary, that means it's not going anywhere. So that means we could see rain chances filter in kind of gradually. This has been a very changeable forecast so far, just because the timing of this has been just very, very back and forth. So this is where we're at in terms of Saturday's forecast. I kept us at, I believe I think I changed it to a 40% chance of rain, but it looks like we'll see a round in the morning, a bit of a break, and then another round like overnight and into Sunday. This is, again, with just one model in particular. And I think we'll see more rain than what we're expecting right here than what's being shown. Again, this is a week out, so 7 days out. When we have data that's even like 5 to 6 days out, you want to take it kind of with a grain of salt and just expect changes. So we're just getting a general idea, trying to figure out what's going to happen. And we've seen a lot of things kind of change and fluctuate with these models too. So we're just trying to figure out which one has the best grasp on what's going to happen. Regardless, I do think we'll see light rain at some point, not a ton of heavy rain, at least through the weekend. But you'll see Sunday morning, we have some showers mainly across southern Indiana. And then into Monday and Tuesday, that's where I think this front is going to be a fairly powerful front. We'll slide through, and I'll go ahead and throw up the 10-day forecast. If you have other questions, now is the time to ask those. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to play. Come on. There we go. Scott says, what app do you use for the weather? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but we have the Wave Weather app. that you can get. It's free in the App Store, and that's where we put all of our forecasts. Very in depth. There are videos, and it's not just a computer spitting out numbers for you. It's actually us, and more specifically me all weekend, who puts in those numbers and like the information you see. So I highly recommend it. I use it on my days off when I'm feeling lazy, which is a lot. So looking at the next 10 days before I continue to ramble, 20% chance of rain for Thursday. It will likely be during the evening hours as this next system slowly comes into play. 78, it will be warm. Friday, 77. So we still have that warmer air filtering in. We'll likely see that warm front try to push through at some point if it is able to do so. And then I want to direct your attention to Monday and Tuesday because obviously we have Halloween. I don't know when exactly the trick-or-treaters are planning on going out. I know like a lot of the smaller, like within Louisville, the cities try to coordinate and plan. Don't know when that's going to be happening, but not looking great for Halloween so far. Hopefully, I do hope I'm wrong on this one because a 51-degree rain, and that's for the afternoon high. It will likely be cooler than that. It will also be a little breezy. Oh my gosh, just not ideal. This is giving me flashbacks to when we had Halloween when I was in college one time. I think it was 2014 or 14. I think it was when we had snow on Halloween. It was like a wet, rainy, windy. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. But anyway, it is going to be turning cooler most likely. Other models actually have us in the 80s, believe it or not. But I think they don't have the best grip on what's going to be happening. You could say best grip on reality. So that is how the next 10 days pan out so far. Obviously, we're going to try to get more data in and get things figured out between now and then. We'll likely see a lot of adjustments to these numbers up until then. So just be prepared for that. But honestly, it's going to be fairly quiet. I mean, it will be windy, though, Wednesday and Thursday. So that is something to keep in mind because we'll see wind gusts as high as around 25, maybe 30 miles per hour again. And spring and fall are just very windy seasons around here. So you have to kind of remember that, too, when we see these big transitions, especially temperatures that can create some powerful winds. But okay, I will stop rambling. We don't have too many more questions. Scott says, can't wait for Halloween. I think a lot of people are excited. I can't believe it's almost Halloween already, though. I'm kind of sad that it's already, the end of October. But okay, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful rest of your Sunday night. Stay warm out there. Don't forget your car or your ice scraper. That's the word I was looking for. So be sure to make sure you have that ready to go. Sorry, I get distracted. But we're going to be looking at a nice night. We'll have more Wave News tonight after Sunday Night Football. Don't forget about that. Even if it's football still on, we always come on afterwards. I think we always come on afterwards. I don't think there are very many situations where we don't come on at least for a couple of minutes. So we'll have Noelle. She'll have the news headlines. And we'll also have Kendrick giving us the sports headlines because Dusty's off. So that's what you need to know. I guess I'll turn up the music, so I will stop talking. Have a good night, everybody. Take care, and have a good week.